Hello and welcome to New Mama Meg. I'm Meg. It's nice to see you again. And I'm in the kitchen. I'm switching it up today. I'm not in the bedroom or the usual studio like I normally am. So I'm switching it up. And I hope you'll stick with me through this because I have no idea how it's gonna go. But today I thought I would share with you a couple things that I like to make for Finn and keep in the freezer so that we always have something on hand for breakfast, lunch, or dinner that we can quickly heat up if we're in a rush or if I'm just not feeling super creative that day and have no idea what to make. So like I said, I don't know how this is gonna go, but bear with me and let's get into it. So we are going to make two things today. The first thing is something the baby can eat for breakfast or lunch, and it's gonna be a banana pancake, and then you can add whatever fruit or whatever you want to it. And the second thing is going to be meatballs. Super easy, not revolutionary, but I'm gonna show you how you can be a little bit creative with it and turn it into something that your baby loves, and also they're getting extra fruits and veggies and all kinds of good stuff in there. So let's start with the pancakes. So for this recipe, it only takes 6 ingredients. So you're gonna need 1 banana, 1 egg, some fruit, whatever fruit you want to add in there, some oat milk or whatever milk you like to use, some baking powder, and some flour. So we're going to start by mashing our banana. Next up, we're going to add our egg that I just whisked before putting in here. Mix that up. Also, I'm left-handed and I'm doing this with my right hand, hence why it looks like I'm having a bit of a hard time. Next, I'm gonna add my baking powder and my flour. Mix it up. And it will be a bit dry, but we're gonna add our oat milk after we mix this in. So don't worry. I know traditionally you add all your wet ingredients before you add any dry, but I like to play it by ear with the oat milk, so that's why I do it this way. Next up, add the oat milk. So once it's a pancake consistency, something like this, and you get all those chunks out. If you like, you can also use a whisk here. However you like to mix it up is totally fine. Add those in. Mix that up. Okay, so once you've worked those in, now it's time to cook them. So I'm just melting a little bit of butter in the frying pan. I always have to remind myself to turn the stove down because I always burn the butter. So just slowly melting this butter here. If you don't want to use butter, whatever you're comfortable with, or a non-stick pan works fine too. So I just like to use this ice cream scoop, or I use it for cupcake scoops, whatever. And I'll do like 1 or 2 scoops depending on how generous I'm feeling that day. And once the butter is ready and the pan is hot, then we'll just scoop them in there. Today I'll just do 1 so I can get a few pancakes in there. These are just for Finn, so they don't have to look perfect, hence why they look like that, but I also like to squish them down to make sure that the inside definitely gets cooked. Once they're done, obviously just take them off. Make a little nice pancake pile. So Finn is gonna have these for lunch today. Not all of them, probably 1. But I like to add yogurt on top. You could add peanut butter, almond butter, whatever your baby is comfortable with and you are comfortable with, and whatever your baby likes. So, ta-da, let's see if he likes them. Cheese. So once the pancakes have cooled, I will just wrap them individually in plastic wrap and then put them in the freezer. And then whenever I need to use one, just pull it out and then I'll defrost it or heat it up in the microwave for as long as I need. Just make sure it's not too hot. Super easy. Enjoy. So now let's move on to dinner, and we're gonna make some meatballs. So my mother-in-law actually made this for Finn for the first time and he loved them. So obviously I asked for the recipe. Now I'm at a point where I know kind of the ratios of everything. And so now I just kind of choose different meats, different veggies to put in them. And we just experiment. I just love these meatballs because on top of whatever veggies you're serving with their dinner, they're getting those extra veggies that's already cooked into the meatballs, which is great. Can't complain about that. So let's make these meatballs. So we're gonna start by preheating the oven to 400 degrees. Next, you want to line a baking sheet with tin foil, or if you have those silicone reusable ones, you can use those as well. So I'll just set this aside until we need it. And let's make our meatballs. So for the meatballs, you're gonna need a pound of ground meat. I'm using ground beef in this case, but I often use ground turkey as well. You'll need 1 egg, some applesauce, some breadcrumbs or crushed up crackers, which is what I'm using here, some shredded carrot, and some spinach. So this recipe is super easy to make. You literally just throw all the ingredients into the bowl, squish them together, mash them up, form them into balls, and then throw them in the oven. So I'm gonna start by adding my meat, and I'm using ground beef today. I did get grass-fed. I don't know why. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Today I did. Next I'm gonna add an egg. Once I've added the egg, I'm gonna add the crackers or breadcrumbs, whatever you decide to use. And I'm just gonna start squishing it all together. Sorry if this is gross, like sometimes it grosses me out too, but gotta do what you gotta do, you know? Okay, so once that's all mixed in, I'm gonna add the rest, this is gross. I'm gonna add the rest of the ingredients. So I have a 1/4 cup of applesauce, 1/2 to 3/4 cup of spinach, and 1/2 cup of shredded carrot. And again, just mix it all up. Also, I did chop up my spinach beforehand because I don't want the pieces to be too big and for Finn not to be able to kind of chew them up in his mouth. Okay, I'm gonna wash my hands. So once you've mixed everything together, you can use a scoop like this. So similar to what I use for the pancakes, but a little bit smaller, or you can just simply grab it and form whatever size balls you want. I just find it super easy to use this. And then I know they're all gonna be the same size, which means they're gonna cook at the same time, which is great. So I'm just gonna make them into little balls. I'm not too fussy about it. Ta-da! Okay, so now that they've all been rolled, they're ready to go. The oven is preheated, so I'm gonna put them in for 15 to 20 minutes, but that will depend all on what size your meatballs are. So mine are like, I don't know, let's say 1 inch-ish. So because of that, they're gonna go in for 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, so these are done. They were in for about 19 minutes. I know they're done because I used my meat thermometer and they were just over 165 degrees. So I'm just gonna let them cool down and then I'll save a couple for Finn to have for dinner tonight, and the rest I'm just gonna put them in the freezer. Chef Vincenzo's gonna give us a review on the meatballs. Tastes good? Mmm. Yummy. Too much. Chew, chew, chew. Good job. If you liked today's video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. If you want to see more of me and Finn, if you just haven't had enough, make sure you go over to Instagram and follow us there at newmama_meg. And we'll see you next week. Bye.